Namaste everyone. Very warm welcome to Satsang today. Sadhguru Shri Moji Baba ki Jai. The door thing. You mean when someone comes into the door or? Amaya says that this may seem funny, Father, but I'm really tired of the door thing. The banging. No, it's not banging so much. If you can explain some more, we'll look at it. Maybe from a few days ago, is it? Or even today or yesterday? Mm. So we've looked at that one, we'll know what this door thing. So I know that. In fact, once I was listening to a YouTube, I don't know whether it was with everyone or just listening, and it can sound like it's an explosion or something, you know, the door bangs here. So here, for now we have some makeshift solution, but we'll work on a permanent solution to that. The mic volume?
Not necessarily volume, but sometimes you hear more of the room noise, and sometimes your voice is more heard. And when the room mic is on, the banging is a lot louder.
Let me see if you can switch. If you use this mic, how is it now? This one is worse than the previous one. The last one was better. This one is better. Yeah. This is the best one we have at the moment. This is the internal mic. Thank you, my dear, for the feedback. Let's see what we can change. We even tried to get another mic, But that one makes me sound like a chipmunk. Helen says, Father, when the mind clears, what is this heat and burning? It has been going on for a year. Many things that could happen as we let go of this mind. Many times a lot of energetic release can happen. Many times a sort of energetic awakening can happen. The good news is that we don't have to be very concerned about it. If it is too strong, then when we meet next we can speak, but in your inquiry, in your meeting yourself, in your self-recognition, all this energetic movement will stabilize to a natural level. So many energetic forms of movement can happen, especially as we go beyond this mind. When the switching over is happening from mind to being, you can feel like even at a phenomenal level, a lot of changes take place. And that's completely fine. It's all completely taken care of in the Sadguru's grace. Gabriel says, don't care to speak. Gabriel says, don't care to speak, but I have been spending a lot of time lately meeting or checking in to feel, sense, see my own self. Is this as effective as staying as I am, staying with I am? Yes. As I've been saying, meet yourself till the concept of meeting dissolves. Even in the staying with I am, the notion of staying dissolves. It is just I am. As you meet yourself, you're seeing that only the self is. And then you will come to see that it is impossible to leave myself. I know it can seem like it is a bit of a play. But the thing is that as we discover ourselves, we are finding that this self includes all things. And yet, this unchanging has been ignored, has been kept aside for so long that as we are meeting ourselves in this way, then for a while it can seem like we are divesting from other things. But actually, as you continue to meet yourself in this way, it expands this meeting, which includes all things. And this is the very same as what Maharaj said, to be with the sense I am, to remain with your presence. What is most important is to Meet yourself without judgment, without interpretation, without any conceptual meaning. As I was saying the other day, that you're meeting the most enlightened being. But what is the deal with the being? The being says, if I'm interpreted or judged by my own aspect called the mind, then I will pretend as if I'm a limited entity. I'm a personal existence. You're meeting your universal existence. Till the notion of the one that is coming to this meeting dissolves. And that is now. Meet yourself and tell me if the one who wanted to meet themselves still remains. Dive into your being. And notice whether you can actually ever step out of your being. What is your original position? What is the starting point itself? Then you'll find that all that seems to happen is that the gravitational pull of sensations and perception seems to attract our attention. And because attention goes to these things, it can feel like I left myself. But it is not true that with the movement of attention you leave yourself. But for a while, as we bring ourselves back naturally to this simple being, natural presence, you will see that it is just not possible to leave this. So for those of you for whom it seems natural, playful, easy, not hard work, you can stay with this. Stay with your divine presence. Which has always been here. As you meet yourself, see if you can leave yourself unharassed by any expectation of what should happen. Or even a conceptual checking on what is happening. Let all concepts come and go. Also know that you cannot do this wrong. Because many might be feeling like, am I doing this right? Is there something missing in this? Nothing is missing. You are here. Simpler than saying, I know that I'm sitting here. I know that I'm listening to the words you are speaking. Simpler than any of this, more natural than everything, is the awareness of this existence. You are aware that you exist. It is the basis for all other things. So you cannot get this wrong. What is the misinterpretation is when we say, but this is not enough, it can't be this, it is too simple. That is just a misunderstanding. Because this, what you're finding in your presence, is the light of all things. But don't push for any of these insights. Let them arise naturally for you if they must. You just enjoy yourself. Enjoy the taste of your own being, your own presence. I am. I am. I exist. Everything else seems significant only because you exist. this existence itself has been the greatest gift that you have given yourself. And for those of you for whom this existence, this being, seemed like a confusing notion, you don't have to go on an expedition trying to find this being. You don't have to go looking for being. See if you cannot be. You stop existing. Yes. Gabriel says it really is the best way to start. Sometimes reading scriptures and such, the mind can get caught up, seeming that this is some mysterious and aloof thing. Yes. That's why I've been saying that I am the bearer of good news. That this truth which you are looking for, it's the simplest. In fact, that which does not even seem looking, does not even need looking. What is already here without looking for it? What is just present without looking for it? If you say, I'm just tired, I'm not going to look for anything at all, I'm done with this inquiry thing. No exploring, no finding, no looking, nothing. But even for all of this, you have to be there. Can you get rid of this you? Get rid of yourself. See, this is the funny thing. We have been looking for that which we cannot be rid of. That is why both Shankara and Bhagwan Sri Ramana Maharishi said that true knowledge is just the dropping of false ignorance. It is not the finding of something new. Because you have always been the self. You have just considered yourself to be something else, something limited. How many are getting the essence of what I'm saying with this? Because this is really important. Otherwise we can keep feeling like we have to come to some place of truth or something like that. Okay? Where the sages said, actually, no, you are that already. It is only what you're considering yourself to be, which is false. And as you remain empty of these notions, you are the full and complete self with nothing missing. And that which tells you that there is something missing or somewhere to go, that is just a mistaken notion about who you are. Because it is not speaking about you as consciousness, about you as the self. It is speaking about you as a limited entity, which is never true. So it is this starting point. If we can clarify, and the seeming spiritual journey will be very, very short and easy. My proposition to you right now is that you are full and complete, the enlightened being in this very moment. All you need to do, if there is something to be done at all, is to taste this for yourself. And then you will see that I did not pick a special moment to say this. I know this to be true about you right now. That means it must always be true about you. It just cannot be that I say it so many times during the satsang, and it is only during that time that the self is there, isn't it? Full and complete. So this recognition is always here. This means that you are always just this, but you are considering yourself to be something else. So forget about all your benchmarks. Forget about what enlightenment must look like, what freedom must appear to be. Forget about all experiences that should happen, all superpowers that you should get. Enjoy your being. Because all these expectations are pointless, you see. But as you enjoy your being, okay, I'm not going to say what happens, because then it becomes expectation. Just enjoy your being. There is no enlightenment, just enjoy your being. So either we can say that your being is already the most enlightened, or we can say there is no enlightenment. The main point is enjoy your being.
Or enjoy being.
Same. Yeah.
Same.
Patrick says, I surrender all confusion about who I am, who you are, and what's going on. Yeah. Very good, my dear. Enjoy your being. Saru says, I see what you say, Father. That is one of the best reports. Because it is empty of any projection. Yes. I say something, you say, I see what you see. The best report. Ellen says, gratefulness for the glimmer of recognition. Thank you, Father. Very welcome. Beloved Father, do these kriyas stop eventually? I saw they still happen for you at a public place. It's very embarrassing. Not embarrassing at all. Whatever way that consciousness wants to use this body is completely available. And it is the supremely intelligent being which is using the body in this way. There is nothing to be embarrassed about. If it moves like this, or something needs to happen, that's okay. That's just the movement of the coconut. It has nothing to do with your reality. Shubhra says, enjoying my being sometimes confines only till my focus is inside, not outside this world and free from notions. But it is still short-lived. Like, for some time it will seem like life gives us very little time for this. But at least whatever time it gives you, if it is used in this, then you will find that you are not leaving this, and more gets included in this itself. Till you come to a point that you could be in the busiest marketplace, and you will find that, oh, it's all within my being. I never leave my being. You see? So I know that life is not vindictive. It is only responding to whatever is your truest calling. So instead of feeling that life should give me more time and space to enjoy my being, just feel grateful for whatever time life is giving you already. And in that sense of gratitude, it will continue to grow. It will continue to deepen, in a sense. Even A moment in a lifetime is actually more than enough. How many meet themselves in this pure, open, naked way, empty of all notion, for even a few moments in their lifetime? So life has given us this space and openness even for this much. We are very, very grateful for it. There is nothing greater that you will ever discover about yourself than your being, than yourself, that which is aware even of this being. And it is just so ever present. That you will see that all this trying has just been a game, you see, it's just been a play. We have tried to be something, but the dropping of something is not a trying. It is what is naturally available to you. In this moment, it's just there's nothing you have to do to create this. You are this. And you can never leave this. Although attention for a bit can seem like it is going far from your true self, it is never true. Attention never leaves you. But like I said, don't worry about trying to grasp these insights yet. Just enjoy yourself, not your objective self, which is also available for full enjoyment, of course. But enjoy yourself, which is the unchanging one, your natural, original existence. And even suppose that these objective distinctions were real, and the apple was an apple, and you were this body. The taste of the sweetest apple, does the joy come from the apple, or does it come from you? So the source of all joy must be you. Don't have to look anywhere else. Shankar says, by your grace, even this dropping or not dropping is seen to be a play occurring in this. Very good. Matthew says there is a deepening of the recognition of this pure beingness, and there is so much peace. So much peace because there is more spaciousness. As you're recognizing this beingness, you're finding that it is not in opposition to anything at all. So resistance is the lack of peace. Spaciousness is peace itself. You don't have to work on anything at all to recognize yourself. You don't have to become more sincere. You don't have to become worthy. You don't have to become more devoted. No prerequisites to your existence. All of that would mean that there is somewhere that you have to get to. And trying to get somewhere is just a denial of what already is. But you can never deny yourself truly. You just are. Even to say I am not, you must be. This is your inescapable truth. Tejas says, thank you, Father. Tendencies of the mind surrendered at your feet. It is seen that they are effort, not being. Yes. I was saying in the retreat that how many steps do you have to take to sit exactly where you're sitting right now? And to be yourself is even more natural than sitting where you are. In fact, you cannot not be. So this idea of becoming, of getting to it, is the ignorance that Shankara is talking about. Because it implies that you must be something limited right now, and you will become the unlimited self. Becoming implies change. And what have this sages said about the self? That it is the one unchanging. So forget about becoming self-realized. Getting to the truth. Enjoy that which you already are. There is nothing missing in you.
Did you give the name attention?
Yeah?
You said attention does not leave you.
Attention also does not leave you, even though it might seem like, oh, I'm leaving myself and going to worldly things. But you'll find that even this attention is moving about just within your own screen of consciousness, your own being. It does not leave you. But in the beginning, it can feel like, as attention goes on this objective world, it can feel like, oh, I'm moving away from the self. That's why I said, for those who feel it is natural, for whatever time they have in a day, they can just rest in this simple existence, in your natural being. And then they will find that even this movement of attention does not seem to take me away from my being. Everything is just included in that. So, but even this movement of attention back and forth does not change the reality of what you already are. So there comes a point that wherever attention might go, you will find that it is just within yourself. It is not that this is something new that got created. It is just the recognition of something that has already been, always been.
So it's another name for it.
What is another name for it?
For presence, or awareness. Would you call it attention?
Yeah. No, not really. I would say that attention is one of the most primal tools of the self. So it is that tool which makes that on which attention goes to seems to exist in our worldly play. So it is just a tool. And what you'll find is that as you come to the recognition of that which is aware, even of existence, aware even of attention, where the play of attention also is not. Like in deep sleep, there is no such thing as attention. So with your waking, I sometimes jokingly call them the co-joined twins. I don't know whether you heard this from me. When the waking happens, it is very natural, of course, to say that when when I exist, when my being is here, then this power of attention is available to it as one of its primal forces. Okay? But you'll find that this attention is very, very primal. You can say, I have my attention even on being. As I inquire who's aware of being, my attention is going to being. So, although it is fine to say that your being is prior to attention, but actually both are prior to time. So, it's very, very, although it is very, very intimate to you, to the self, I would not use attention as another name for the self. Because ultimately, even attention is something which comes and goes. You see? And the second thing about attention is that, unlike awareness, unlike the self, it is limited. You look at this, you imagine a tree, you hear some music. You see, no, I can't have attention on all of that. Tell me what you want me to focus on. So, if, for those of us who have kids, you know this already. Kids are all asking for attention at the same time, that you run out of it. So, though it is very, very beautiful and intimate tool, it is the experience of something which is so qualityless, like the qualityless taste of awareness itself, and yet it is not the same. It is like the phenomenal twin of the self, because it is limited, and everything phenomenal is limited.
You also said something falls off by itself. Is that the personhood?
All these insights will come on their own, and all that needs to fall off. The false presumption. You see, unless something is nurtured with constant watering, the false cannot survive. As we are resting as ourselves, as we are finding the truth about what we are, then we are divesting belief from false notion. It's like a child who believed in the existence of the imaginary friend. But every day he would say, no, it's real, he's my friend, he has to be there. He forgets about it for a year, doesn't seem to have so much power over it. So this sense of personhood, this sense of individuality is just automatically reducing it in its power. It is just a belief system. And as we've seen with many belief systems in our life, as we divest our energy from that belief system, it loses its power. We could have believed in many things 10, 15 years ago, but as we started to outgrow them, they themselves lost their power. They don't seem so. It could seem like this is my life's mission and this is what I have to do. And it seems so powerful then. But as you outgrew that, you found a deeper, greater truth about yourself. That does not seem so meaningful now. In the same way, this limited identity, which seemed to be the basis of our existence, when you're finding this deeper basis to what you are, this will not seem so relevant or meaningful now. Father, the word oneness is echoing in mind. Some energy rushes and crying is happening. Surrender. All will be good. All is already good. Popachi says, there are many character roles that I take up day to day with different people and situations. Thankful and happy that I realize it. And the good news is that in your effortless existence, all roles can be carried out. Consciousness is the supreme intelligence which is the light of this universe itself. So it does not have trouble playing employee, employer, husband, father, whatever roles are needed. Naturally they happen. Even the role of Satsang teacher, there's nobody actually deciding to do it or can do it. In fact, it would be one of the biggest burdens for the limited identity to carry. to play the role of a teacher. Therefore, best left to consciousness. It provides the words, it opens the mouth, it moves the tongue. Everything is happening on its own. And all these roles can naturally continue. Nothing needs to be renounced. And if something falls off organically, that is fine as well. Says, Papa, love you, and you put me to sleep. Is that a compliment? Yes. Yes, beloved Father, this joy of just resting in being is awesome. Thank you all so much for joining Satsang today. Sadguru Shri Muji Baba ki Jai.
Sadguru Shri Ananta-Ji ki Jai.